Hello, 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 hello. Thank you. This is Adrian Igo, Capricorntigress of Astrology. A look inside. I am like speed doing my horoscopes right now. At least I'm getting something out, like 10, 15 minutes of something, just my vibes on each little chart that I've done. And I am now on the sign of Taurus. Taurus. And I chose the earth sign, specifically Taurus, and I'm going to be doing the water and earth signs first. Because most of the emphasis is going to affect them this month, both earth signs and water signs. And this is because the emphasis is going to be in Capricorn, Capricorn sun. We're going to have a Capricorn full moon on the 5th. It's going to have a partial solar eclipse on that full moon. Vega, the fixed star, is going to be on that full moon. We're going to have Mercury in Capricorn during the month. Of course, Saturn's there and Pluto's there. Wow, it's a big month for Capricorn. And so I want to go over where Capricorn is in your chart and what Capricorn, where your luck might be or for you. First of all, I'll just say, Taurus, that your luck is in the house of other people's money or sex. Maybe you haven't had sex for a while, but you're having it now. So, and I'm doing this a little tongue-in-cheek because my Taurus husband left me. And now after I look at this, I know he's cheating. I always knew he was cheating anyway. But yeah, he's cheating. So, and give me my divorce, okay? 9th house. Give me my divorce. Thank you, Taurus. Sorry. Okay. He's supposed to be paying, doing the money part. So it's like this month, and I'm going to say this for all you Taurus. If you got somebody that's dangling by, say, legal papers, like I got papers. That song, I got papers. And you don't really want to be with that person, or you're not with that person, or you're cheating on that person, or you're with another person, but you're not with that person who you got papers with. Let them go. Let them go. What are you doing? You don't need that person. If you're not with that person, are you? No. If you're in bed with someone else, what are you? Let that person go. If you married them, but you are not committed, let them go, because you're not right. You're not right. And I'm telling all you Tauruses, you're not right. Sorry, Tauruses. But you got Mars and Uranus in your 12th house. I pray to God you're not all cheaters, but a lot of y'all has been cheating. And I knew it. I knew the man was cheating, and I know some of y'all are cheating. Whenever I see emphasis like that in the 12th house, because the 12th house is usually, that's where all the affairs are taking place. The first thing I look at when I look at a chart is what's going on in the 12th house, because I can tell where the sneakiness is. There's some sneakiness going on in the 12th house for you Tauruses, because Mars is there, hiding in the 12th house, having sex with somebody. And Uranus is there. Just hopefully you're not having a nervous breakdown. God bless you all. God bless you, Taurus. Where Uranus and Mars in the 12th house, could be a little bit of a nervous breakdown. And I hope that's not what's happening. I almost prefer the man to be having sex and having a nervous breakdown, to be honest with you. Because Jupiter in the 8th house also can indicate that deep buried stuff. You know what I mean? The deep buried stuff that you really don't want to deal with. But with Jupiter there, you might be able to pull that out and express it in a more positive light. And then Venus is going to be there in the 8th house because, Venus is love. And, with that being in the 8th house as well, it's positive, right? I would think that Jupiter and Venus in Sag in that house, because don't forget, Venus is the natural ruler of Taurus. Okay. And it's been in the 7th house in Scorpio. So you've been with somebody You've been loving somebody because Venus has been in the seventh house. That's partnerships, love and partnerships. And that's how I knew the man was cheating, because that love wasn't coming to me. So, but you've been loving somebody, and I don't know if they love you, but definitely we've got Venus in that area, and now it's going into the house of sex during the month of January. And so, yeah, I just see sex. I see cheating and sex. Yeah. Now I can see some possible travel, maybe learning. You might be learning a new skill. I would focus on that more than doing sneaky things. I think time to be sneaky is over, especially now that Venus is finally going to get out of Scorpio and go into Sag and leave Scorpio. All that sneaky, cheating, horrible stuff you guys have been doing with Uranus in your 12th house, like that. But yeah, hopefully you're going to be doing stuff like decent people now and doing good things. I'm thinking that with the sun and the moon and Mercury and Pluto and Saturn, and then the Vega and that eclipse and all of that emphasis in that ninth house, that to me is raised intelligence. Like, if you really, please do give the divorce, though, if you're watching, cross-watch your husband, because it's the ninth house. And if you do it now, when the emphasis is in the ninth house, it'll be amicable because the sun is happy, really. I think it'll be an amicable parting. It doesn't have to be ugly. There is no need for arguments. You have no real enemy with that person. It's just a learning experience. And maybe that's what this is with all that emphasis in the solar ninth house, is that all of this has just been a really big learning experience. Saturn is the great teacher, and Pluto is there for regeneration. I'm thinking that this is your time to regenerate and restart your thinking processes. Your philosophy is changing. Your philosophy is improving, hopefully, but you might be becoming a little bit more reserved, even. Maybe not with Jupiter in the 8th. I don't see that. Uranus is in the 12th, though, so that's kind of like hidden erratic behavior. Just know that the sun is going to be up at the top of your chart, and then after the 21st of January, it's going to go into Aquarius, which is your solar 10th house. And so I think your career is improving. You might even be, you might have gotten even a promotion recently. You could be studying because you're learning something new, or you're doing something new. That could be it. I mean, Uranus in the 12th could mean you're doing something different, unique, whatever in private, that's that. But yeah, you're going to have some emphasis in Aquarius in that 10th house. That's your career. You've got Neptune and Pisces in the 11th house. So I don't know if you and your friends are fooling each other. I mean, you might be having fun. You're probably all drunk with your friends. Lots of alcoholism going on here. But yeah, I don't know if you can see your friends clearly, because you've got Neptune there. I'm not saying you don't have these friends. I'm just saying they either don't see you clearly, or you don't see them clearly, or it's all about an illusion of some kind. It's all a fantasy, a game, like it's all make believe. It's when Neptune leaves Pisces, where I don't know what's going to be left, because then it's going to go into the 12th house in its own home, and then it'll really be diluted. I'm really drunk. I don't know. I'm having a hard time reading you, Pisces. Pisces. See, I got to do Pisces next. They've been calling out to me. You Taurus, and that's because of my situation. And I admit it. I have been doing hypnotism, and I have been doing a lot to get over what has happened with me and Taurus. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I've been looking at some other readers over the course of December and November, and overwhelmingly, you Tauruses have ghosted and narcissistically left so many people. It has been so many Tauruses that have hurt people with this Uranus sitting in your 12th house. You guys, please get yourselves together, because Uranus is going to go out of that 12th and back into your first house again. And you're going to have to be able to control yourself. I know Mars is there now, so the control might be a little hard. But what are you going to do in April when Uranus goes back in your first house? I know we all want to do what we want, when we want it, how we want it. But if you make firm commitments, you keep those firm commitments. If you stand for something, stand for your integrity. If you have no integrity, no one will have integrity with you. And maybe that's what that Neptune in the 11th house of friends is. Now, I do have another warning. On the 21st of January, there's going to be a full moon in Leo in your solar 4th house. That's your family, that's your home, that's your comfort, that's your security. And that full moon could indicate, well, anything really, but I'm thinking there might even be an argument. And the reason I'm thinking that is because that same day, Aquarius is, well, the sun's in Aquarius. So it's going to be opposing that full moon that's down in Leo. And that's going to be between your 10th house and your 4th house. That means there could be an argument or some kind of issue between your public life and your private life, your home life and your career, home life, your mother and your image, maybe, or your reputation. It could have something to do with the mother, and it could have something to do with your career. Just be aware that's the 21st. I think people in England, it might affect you on the 20th. But yeah, and all a month long, the North Node will be in Cancer, and Cancer is actually opposing all that 9th house Capricorn stuff that I talked about earlier with the divorce and the legal papers and the documents and the political things. I don't know if I mentioned all of this in education, but down in the 3rd house is where the North Node is. And that's telling me that you need to put some emphasis now with the North Node in Cancer in communicating your emotions. Communicating your emotions. You're not communicating your emotions. You have to communicate your emotions. No one will know what they are if you don't communicate them. Cancer rules the emotions and nurturing and caring for people, and like your mother even. I see a lot of communication, maybe even with your mother. Lots of, maybe, yeah, I can see that. Communicating with your mother more. But just know those worldly things might pull away from that emphasis at home. So you need to make sure that you spend time on those nurturing aspects of life, because all that coldness up in the 9th house opposing communicating, you might have been closed-lipped, not communicating anything, really. And so that's not good. So make that your focus. Writing, speaking, talking, communicating, that's your focus with the North Node. And so I would make that my focus. And I wish you the best of luck with your career for the month of January, because after the 21st, your career is going to be on and popping. And you're learning stuff up until then. So it's good in a way. So that's a very good thing. Just be aware of drinking too much. Man, when I look at that Mars and that Uranus and that 12th house, I'm seeing all kind of dirty secrets. Okay, so we need to work on that. I'm going to be doing another mid-month, maybe even by the first week, another reading that deals more with the actual aspects and also some other issues. If there's anything that you guys want me to talk about that I didn't, please let me know once I post this so I can do that. And of course, all of you Tauruses who have done me no harm, I send no harm to any of you wonderful Tauruses, because you know, up until that man, I loved every Taurus I ever knew. So I'm just letting you know. Yeah, just letting it out. That's all. You Tauruses are wonderful people. Don't you forget that. Maybe that's what happened to him. He forgot he was wonderful. Anyway, this is Capricorntigress, Adrian Igo with Astrology, a look inside. Much love and light to you all, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas, because I'm doing this in December. And Happy New Year. Bye now.